That's the man. That is the man. He called it. He called it.
You just got to follow the
How
rules.
many takes?
Guys.
How many copies did he have? How many sheets of integrity did he have?
I paid him to do that.
Hey, you know what though? If we put that back up there, you know who's loving their first round matchup right now? Charlie Dodson. If there's one opponent that his team could get up for,
I agree with you.
You know that rivalry game is always special.
Okay, El Dorado had that within a score with about 5 minutes to go. Then La Cueva scored 3 scores real quick and got a turnover and a pick 6, and the score looked a lot
Now,
worse.
if Hoffman is not healthy enough to start at quarterback, I don't like El Dorado's chances. But if he is, they got Connor Baca, who they kind of discovered late in the season as a big guy that can run. To go with Elijah Gorey.
Guys, I'm looking at second-round matchups. Just the winner of Mayfield-Carlsbad, which I think is good. How about that? That's a storyline in itself.
Here we go again. Brother.
Okay, brother there. Mayfield, the Bradley brothers will go at it. I think, that could be interesting with Volcano Vista. Maybe the least interesting quarter, but check out these potential matchups like Cruces and Rio Rancho in the 5-4, a rematch. That game was down south. Rio Rancho won that game. Maybe a 9-1 Centennial team at Cleveland. Can you believe that? If they were to beat Cibola, Centennial, and then maybe La Cueva and Clovis, that game, you just saw it, and then you take that down. I told you there could be some really good quarterfinal matchups in 6A. I think the most intriguing by far. This is the best, deepest field that we've had.
I will volunteer to drive myself to Clovis.
Yeah, another Clovis game. We've already done a Clovis game this year.
Well, you go, man.
Hey,
you got honors.
I'm wearing the purple, right?
I'm wearing purple.
Hashtag BFE Beast from the East, man. Clovis, that's. But yeah, I mean that's a tough. If La Cueva can get through there, just not only a rematch but so recent. I think Cleveland. I think Cleveland loves that matchup in the second round, whether it be Centennial or Cibola. I think that's a nice matchup for Cleveland.
All right, guys. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go down the line with you guys, and I'm gonna let you guys kind of make a couple predictions here and have some fun, and then we're gonna get the real talent on here. Alden Ball So Hard University is gonna step on. Coach Dominic Bramante, the 2-time CIF champ, is going to join us to school everybody. So let's go through these brackets real quick, and I'll let you two kind of give your thoughts before we get the rest of the guys on. So we'll start with 3A. I'll start with you, Richard Tripp. How do you see this going?
Oh, thank you. Being at the Vegas thing is
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Well, I'm going to kind of follow Manny Lucero's lead a little bit on this, and
that can get you in trouble.
Yeah, I know.
FYI.
I love my
Hey,
dogs,
you know what?
man.
Manny, by the way, did say this.
safe.
This is what Manny said. He said, you know what? Somebody say something controversial for me so I feel like I'm there. All right?
Well, here it comes.
Okay.
Here
I'd like to hear it.
And I love my Dons. I mean, this is going to be, and I'm sure they're chomping at the bit to get by Hot Springs and get another shot at their crosstown rivals, the Robertson Cardinals here. But there's something about what Leroy Gonzalez does with the Robertson Cardinals this time of the year. They're a grinded-out type football team this time of the year. It's almost as if they prepare for this time of the year. Do they have enough to win it? They have one of the best backs in the district, in Padilla, in the state for that matter. We'll have to wait and see. But I have a good hunch. Damien Ocampo has built this team for the last 2 or 3 years. He's taken his knocks the last couple of years to get this team going where it wants to be. Look out for the Socorro Warriors. I'm going to stick with that #1 seed. But, again, Leroy Gonzalez, great job every year. And shout out to my buddy Adrian Gonzalez at West. The job you've done with that program, beautiful, brother.
Sebastian?
I think I like Dexter. From what I've seen of Dexter and what I've read about Dexter, I like Dexter to get through there. And I will take Robertson over Dexter in the final.
Robertson always finds a way.
Yeah.
Don't doubt. Well, I'm going to go local, of course, Northern Bias. I'm going to go Hope Christian. I think they learned a lesson last year. I think Hope Christian's ready and poised for a big run. So
he's ready for that Hope basketball tournament.
That's what he's doing.
He's thinking
I
about
got
lunch
you.
already.
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now.
That is such a Scott Galletti move, Adam. I can't believe it.
I knew that would come up. I knew that would come up.
No, that hurt. I felt that one.
All right, 4A bracket.
Yes,
4A bracket. Go ahead, Richard. Lead us through it.
Well, like I said, the hottest team is Taos, but Bloomfield, they've had a phenomenal year. This one's going to be plain and simple. I'm going to tell you, Bloomfield, Portales, they're going to meet back to the old 3A days when they used to meet like every year. And I really believe this. Man, I even hate to pick a winner because I love Coach Hyman to death down in Portales.
Pick a winner.
But, oh, man, Coach Alcorn, forgive me. I'm going to go with the Rams.
My Rams, baby.
Oh, I forgot. Never mind.
I'll go first round upset. I think Pius will get the 8-9 over Rio Doso there. But I like Bloomfield in the final over Portales.
Guys, I was fortunate enough to go to Eastern New Mexico, right, and a great broadcasting school. And my mentor there is Doc Elder. He is the man,
Legendary,
the Ram. He
Doc
is very legendary, and he taught me the ropes. I couldn't learn from a better guy. My first state championship game I ever did as color with him, the Rams, as they won at Blackwater Draw. They beat Lovington. I got to go Rams. I'm going Portales, baby. How can I not? All right. Let's go to Class 5A. Richard, again, lead us off.
Well, you know, this one is rough. But I think without a doubt, again, these two are headed for a collision course. Roswell, Las Lunas. Las Lunas wants payback from last year. Roswell, though, just too strong. You know, the team really, you know, Goddard's chomping at the bit for that semifinal game to get another shot if they get through Las Lunas Coyotes.
All right, Sebastian.
I'm going to take, well, upset-wise, I think Artesia will win that 10-7, so I'll have the Bulldogs winning there. I think we're going to get the rematch. I think it's going to be in Las Lunas. I think it's going to be a closer game, but I think Roswell's going to pull it out at the end. Roswell over Las Lunas.
I mean, Roswell, guys, they're so good. Jeff Lynn's done a great job. I'm with you. I think it kind of goes that way. I think it's a really tough draw for Las Lunas. I mean, they're going to have to beat Artesia, Goddard, Roswell if they want to win the state championship.
And the thing about Roswell is you watch them pregame and stuff, and they don't look like they're that much faster, that much stronger, and then the game starts, and you're just
Las
like,
Lunas
wow.
is just beast up front, and that's why I think they'll end up beating Artesia. I think that's a close game, though, guys. So I'm with you. How about Goddard, though? I mean, are we sleep? I mean, Goddard.
No, we're not
Las Lunas looked better than Goddard on a night. That game probably could have went another direction, though. Sebastian, you and I were there.
Well, I think Goddard's challenged when it comes to throwing the football. So if you can make them one-dimensional like Las Lunas did. Las Lunas made them look bad. Let's not sugarcoat it in any way.
That's a good point. We'll see, though. Maybe a rematch. Farmington, love to see. I like to see how that 5-4 matchup goes. Let's go to 6A.
Uh-oh.
And
Bring Coach up here.
he's gonna come on.
Okay.
He's gonna come on. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'd like to see your thoughts real quick on this, Richard.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Man, you know what?
This is a tough one, huh?
It's very tough because far and away, you know, Volcano right now is head and shoulders above everyone else. No disrespect. You know, David House every year has the Rams there, of course. Chad Wallen, we talked about that. You know, Cal Fullerton this year, the job down in Clovis. I've seen him play twice right now. Sentimentally, because I have seen him and because I am impressed with him, sentimentally, I'm going to take the Wildcats. Sentimentally, but yeah, it's going to go through Volcano, no doubt.
You think Volcano? You see Volcano Vista? Who do you think they're going to beat?
Clovis.
Okay, Clovis. Sorry, Sebastian.
Yeah, I think this is the year. I'm going to finally pick them. I think this, you know, I just am impressed this year that the discipline issues seem to be addressed. I mean, they're just so good on each side of the ball. I love the way Diego Pavia is playing right now. I don't see any resistance on that side of the bracket, really. I mean, Rio Rancho, I think what Coach Ridenauer showed us last night on the My 50 Game of the Week is Isaiah Chavez is really special. But if you kind of game plan to make him, you know, throw the ball around a little bit, I think Rio Rancho can be beaten. Great team. Do not take anything away from Rio Rancho. Toughest strength of schedule on the board. David Howes and his team have played an amazing schedule. But I think Volcano Vista gets through on that side. And I think they will defeat Cleveland in the
Cleveland
championship.
looked really good, didn't they?
Yeah.
I don't think, though, it's not a big reward. Oh, here's your reward. You're a 3 seed. Oh, you get 9-1, potentially 10-1 Centennial.
I also think La Cueva with Connor O'Toole back, I think they edge out the rematch with Clovis.
Yeah, I'm curious about that as well. Guys, love it. Great stuff as always, Richard Tripp and Sebastian Noel. We're going to come back and we're going to scoot the great talent here for, you know, great talent as well. Dominic Bramante.
Better talent.
Alden Iwani right when we return here on the Bracket Breakdown.
Hey, you gonna do this or what? You gotta do it. And keep doing it. Do it big. Hit it. Step it up. Always take the risk. Don't just watch it. Put your phone down and do it. Drip splash like the ice on the wrist. That's a call I can't miss. Do what they say you can. Because there are those who don't and those who do. Let's do.
is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
High school sports are back. The 2018-19 season kicks off, and you could watch every Proview Network broadcast live on the NFHS network. Every moment, from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state champions.
Well, Dominic Bramante is trying to get his mic on. He's like, you're a rookie, coach. Dominic Bramante, the two-time defending champ out of the CIF, he's going to join us. We need a little guys that played the game. Alden Iwani, you've been following it all year with us, so we got to get you up here and get your thoughts because we need expert thoughts. This is the bracket breakdown. All brackets have been released. We'll go through them all again real quick for you and then get your guys' thoughts. So first off, glad you can be here. Alden, you've gone from production to talent.
It's crazy because, this desk, it's a whole different
It's a
ball
different?
game. Yeah, it's a whole different ball game.
I mean, usually you do the ball so hard, hype or no hype.
Yep.
It's great. We don't have that intro, do we, Jason? Okay. That'd be nice, actually.
I'd like that.
We were wanting to see if you have any last-minute Twitter pictures or posts. We want to see them. We want to see your celebration, or if you're unhappy, if you're upset with a seed, let us know. We'll try to answer your question. We didn't seed them. We're just showing you what the seeds are. Coach, how you doing over there?
What's happening?
Are you on to next year? What's you're supposed to say something like Bill Belichick?
The retirement's working out so far. So I
Thanks
get to come here and hang out in the
exactly.
bullpen and
you know
just relax.
Where else do you get to hang out
watch
with Adam Deal?
watch the UNM game and watch the PPV fight tonight. The
Hey, nothing
pay-per-view,
but class from Coach with his New York Giants
all good
hat.
stuff. Hey, I wore my Giant hat tonight just to let you know we're showing up Monday night. I know we're talking about high school football, which doesn't get better than talk about high school football, but Monday night,
Coach,
the Dallas Cowboys, MetLife Stadium. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Adam would be crying Monday night. We all here in the studio know what Adam gets like when the Cowboys lose. We all know. He's canceling the banquet in February. You heard it here first.
I don't like you, Coach. I don't like you. Let's break down some brackets, huh?
Let's do it.
Let's start with the 6A, and I want to start because both of you guys have seen multitude of games, okay? And ball so hard. I'll start with you. Just your reaction of when you saw this bracket, Lana. What do you think?
When I first saw this bracket, I think Cibola has a good chance to win that first round matchup. That's my initial thoughts. But
they did it last year. So, for those of you to remember, Cibola went to number 5 Mayfield as a 12 seed and beat him in the Field of Dreams. They're going to have to go to the Field of Dreams again. They're used to doing it.
Yeah, and that's where my Cougars, I feel like they could potentially upset Centennial. They did it again, or they did it last year, like you said. But the main thing, how about them Clovis Wildcats getting that second seed?
Cal Fulton's done a great job with them, and they treat us so good at Proview Network. So I'm really happy to see him because just of how look, you've got to follow Roanhouse, right? Coach Roanhouse, the legend. It's difficult, and Clovis it's like West Texas. They don't mess around, and so he's done a good job.
They played a bunch of Texas teams this year, didn't they? 2 or 3.
They did, and 3 really tough Lubbock schools, and did a great job. And their Max Preps rankings really helped them get this 2 seed.
And then another thing that stands out, if the higher seeds end up winning, Volcano Vista versus Rio Rancho potentially again.
So you directed that first matchup. Would you love to see that again?
Oh yeah, it was a pound for pound fight, Muhammad Ali style. It was gritty. It was high scoring. We can expect the same thing if these 2 teams match up.
Coach Bramante, you've seen a ton of these teams. What do you think about how this looks?
One of the things about winning, okay, tournament time. Tournament time is always the best time of year. It's all high and low tournament time. As each team wins their opening round and moves to the next round, there's joy. As each team loses, there's sorrow because careers are ending, you know. And this is one of the tough times of the tournament. Teams, you know, the teams that lose, there are kids that are never going to put that helmet on again for the rest of their lives. And so, you know, I look at it and go, man, in this bracket, it's about pedigree in this bracket. You know, this time of year, the teams that have been there before and played under this type of tournament pressure are the teams that are going to be successful. You know, Volcano Vista, you know, I saw them and was super impressed with their offense and defensive lines. You know, in tournament football, you know, you got to win on both sides of the ball.
Last year they did make it to the
Power
semis.
football wins. Power football wins the tournament.
As it gets colder.
But on the same token, you look at some of those brackets, okay?
Yeah.
Number 2's been there before.
Yeah.
Number 3 has definitely been there before. Number 4 has been. So you're talking about being able to play under the pressure of elimination. Your backs are to the wall. The loser goes home. The winner moves on for another week. That's a lot of pressure, man. And so for Volcano Vista, who hasn't been to the show yet, you know, they've got to play the way they've played. They can't play tight. They've got to play the way they can play and do what they've done, which is win the line of scrimmage. Tournament time's all about power football. Man, I'm excited about this bracket. Look at this bracket. You know, 1 through 6 could emerge from this bracket. You know, you got a young team like
By the way, Volcano Vista will host throughout. They don't have any history with anybody but Cleveland, or they played at Cleveland in the semis last, so they will host throughout this tournament community if they advance.
And this is a great opportunity for Volcano Vista to really make them a staple along with the Rio Rancho schools, along with La Cueva, along with Centeno. This is a great time to put their footprint and start the tradition of winning at Volcano Vista. They just got to get there.
Well, it's
they
been
gotta get
knocking
to
on the
show.
door, knocking on the door, knocking on the door.
They've got to get there.
You don't have a
This
better
is their
chance than
that's
this,
it.
right?
This is their opportunity right now.
Alden, you've seen Volcano Vista kind of flirt with this, but they have not shown the success to get what Coach is talking about. That pedigree, is this finally the time?
I would say so, you know. With the two-headed attack with Gallegos and what's the other guy?
And Chavez,
Yeah, and Chavez. I mean, that's one of the best 1-2 punches I've seen in high school. Anybody's seen in high school.
I mean,
in a long
even they've
time.
got wideouts like Rodriguez has been fantastic, obviously with his speed, and then of course Pavia is playing amazing. And their line, we do know, is physically brutal.
Yeah, and also too, I wanted to throw in, how about this revenge tour for La Cueva? They go, they play their rivals, and then they'll go to Clovis if they're able to beat Eldo, and rematch them. And you know, there's the way the game ended last time against this past Friday against Clovis. I bet you La Cueva's going to be a little extra amped up for this.
I don't
game.
know as if Clovis, like, you got to be excited as a 2. I don't know if you're super excited to be looking at La Cueva in the face, potentially with a Connor O'Toole in your first round in the quarters.
I think Sebastian said it best when he said there's been a lot of talent over there that's been in street clothes during the game.
Yeah.
If they get those back,
That's what I'm
you're
saying.
not going to see in a tournament.
I'm
in
not
the
saying
future
Clovis can't win,
a
but-
number 7 seed the way
Yeah.
La Cueva is if
That's
they
a
get their
good point.
team back.
Yeah.
You
Guys,
know,
Rio Rancho, we talked about a little bit of them. Their schedule's been hard. I think it's a very interesting. Maybe we're not giving enough love for Las Cruces. Las Cruces had a difficult one with Mayfield. You always know it's a tough game. Rio Rancho beat Las Cruces by 5 points in the Field of Dreams, but Las Cruces turned it over 5 times. They're going to get another shot at Rio Rancho. I'm sure Coach Mark Lopez is screaming at his team like, guys, this is the draw we wanted maybe.
well, let's not count out our young Sandia team now, our young Sandia Matadors. You know, that's not a given. Hey, that's the great thing about the tournament. You know, when you're a Sandia Matador team, okay, and you're going against the tradition of Las Cruces, or you're Cibola, and you're going against the tradition of Centennial. What we do when we go to the tournament is we say, all right, if we're Sandia, if we play Las Cruces 10 times, how many times should we realistically beat Las Cruces? If it's 1 out of 10 times, You've got to make sure from a staff on down, what do we have to do to try to make this that 1 out of 10 times?
Tell me you're telling the speech to them. I mean, man, I'm
You
getting
know,
fired up here.
Yeah,
Alden.
it's
right?
No, it's the truth.
Man.
I mean, it's tournament time, man. And so what that means is the tough games are always closeout games because teams are fighting for their life. And that's what makes this exciting. I'm super excited. A 7 seed like La Cueva, man, I think in this bracket you are going to see a couple upsets.
You think so?
I think
Yeah,
in this
definitely.
bracket.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Centennial? They're 9-1. The only reason why they got a bad seed is because they lost to Cruces, a slip up. Coach Arnold Campos done an amazing job. I know you're going Cougars there, but I mean, I don't think Cleveland is thrilled to say, "Oh man, in the quarters we got a 9-1 Centennial team potentially." I mean, if that were to come.
Right. I mean, that just, like Coach was alluding to, I mean, that just shows how deep this bracket actually is. 9-1 team getting
At 6 seed.
Yeah, at the 6th seed. I mean, if they handle their business against Cibola, that Cleveland Centennial game will definitely be a really good matchup. I like they kind of have the same kind of team that Cleveland has. I mean, not like, but just schematic wise. So I mean, anybody can win. That's the best thing we do. We come up here, we pick these games, but usually it never happens.
talk about
the way
picking
Hey,
games.
El Dorado against La Cueva.
No,
that's going to
yeah,
be a war.
no
El
doubt.
Dorado's
They're
got
gonna
some
be up for it.
great pit play. When I say great off, they
Charlie
got
does
some
an
tough
amazing
offensive
job.
linemen. Exactly.
All
They
right.
got tough OL, tough DLs. That's going to make that a game. But that
I'm going to
might
make
be
you
able
guys.
to get
I'm
La
going to
Cueva
make you
better.
guys put it down. Alden, give me your prediction. Give me your finals and your champion.
I'm gonna go Volcano Vista versus the Land, with Volcano Vista coming up on top.
Coach.
You might see a championship game in a semifinal round. You might see maybe the best matchup in the bracket in that semifinal round. I'm going to go with Heath and Cleveland,
Okay.
number 3 seed. Nothing against Volcano Vista.
Nothing against anybody.
Clovis looks
Guys,
bad.
I'm going to go all Real Rancho final. Real Rancho, Cleveland over Real Rancho.
Ooh.
Isn't it funny how no one's picked the number 1 seed, man?
Right.
That's what Volcano
Yeah, right,
Vista. Hey, if you're watching this show,
Well, but
Volcano
Alden
Vista,
did pick him.
you're going to use that in the
Alden
locker
picked him.
room this
Alden
week.
picked
I
him.
did pick
Did you
And
pick
he's
him?
a
Okay.
Cougar, you know? And he's a Cougar. Guys, I love it. This is great stuff. I appreciate you, the fan of the teams, joining us. I want to remind you, you can watch all these games on the NFHS Network, starting with even soccer championships next week and then volleyball championships. And then the Giants are definitely going to lose on Monday night. The crew does a great job. You're part of the crew, Alden, so I'm going to say that right now. Alden Iwani, making sure all these brackets get up, making sure the show gets up. Jason Pohl, tirelessly been working. He has been fantastic. Our director, Josh Luna, as well. The team here at Proview Networks, I'm telling you, they're the best to make sure that we can get this product to you, and hopefully it's good. So Sebastian Noel, Richard Tripp, for their analysts, they've done a great job. Coach, really appreciate you coming on. Dominic Bramante, you've done a great job. Appreciate you coming here tonight. For the entire crew, I'm Adam Deal saying so long. Good luck, and let's find out who get those blue trophies. This was the bracket breakdown on Proview Networks.